Hey guys, I hope you're doing great today. Listen, I was just about to start pulling some cards for the July reads, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I want to tell my community about this free money that they could get from the government. And I know it has nothing to do with tarot or astrology, but I thought this would be an excellent follow-up to the deep career read that we just did the other day. So get a pen, get a pad, pull up your laptop. I'm going to talk you through how those of you who get who are any sort of sole proprietor, independent contractor, and a lot of you are going to be like, I don't know if I am. No, I drive an Uber, I'm a hairdresser, I'm a YouTuber, I rent to people. I don't know. No. Guys, get a pen. $1,000 is waiting for you. And you know what? I want to share the love a little bit. I feel a little bit like Santa Claus because a lot of my friends and family members who did not know about this that's being offered, I've been telling them. And the thing is, this is not really being deeply advertised. It's just really not. Unless you've come across it somehow or you do a lot of reading, you may not even know about it. This is not money that's just going to end up in your account, but it will end up in your account. Believe me when I tell you, it literally took 2 days for it to pop up in my account, and I went in as a YouTuber. So get your pen, get your pencil, pull up your laptop. I'm going to talk you through it. So it's the SBA Disaster Loan Assistance Program. I'm going to link it in the description box below. So if you want, pop in there now or just go separate on your computer. It's COVID-19relief.sba.gov. COVID-19 relief, one word, .sba, lowercase, .gov, okay? So you should be on a page that, now by the way, this expires September 30th of 2020. But like a lot of these programs, guys, I don't know how long the money's going to last in there. So let's just get right into it. You're going to be on a page. I have my iPad here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. You see where it says Disaster Loan Assistance? That should be where you guys are. So we're going to go through the steps together. All right, I'm going to put in some fake info so that I could walk through it with you. Now, if you're not sure whether you're eligible, all right, because this is where it gets a little confusing. It's why I feel like a lot of people aren't taking advantage of it because they don't think that they're actually eligible. So it's any sort of business, private, nonprofit, homeowners, and renters. So you mean be like, oh, well, I don't know where I fall in any of that because most of our jobs are weird, right? They fall kind of in this nexus of in between. Well, those of you who are fellow YouTubers, yeah, you fall inside of that. That's pretty straightforward. If you have any kind of property where you're renting, if you're renting to someone else, or you are a renter where look, a lot of us, keeping it real, have fallen on hard times. Even people who are making money, it's like, how long is the money going to last? What's tomorrow going to be like, right? So why not? The money is there to help us out. So why don't we jump on board with that? Hairdressers, nail technicians. By the way, I miss my nail technicians. Oh my God, how many of us miss our nail technicians? I just cut mine down, like the hell with it until we could get them done. Anything that, if you're in the food industry, if you're a bartender, a waiter, a waitress, anything like that. And guys, you know what I say? If you're not sure, if in doubt, apply anyway, because you have absolutely nothing to lose. And even though they say it takes 2 to 3 weeks for you to get the money, it literally ends up showing up within 24 to 48 hours. Now, before I get into this, I want to explain something super important to you. When we go through this, and it's only going to take a few minutes, it's super easy. I'm going to walk you through it. It's a two-prong situation. So on the one prong, we have the $1,000 that would be deposited into your account that's tax-free. The other prong is a loan that they will offer you that you don't have to take. And I want to say, and you could check me on this, but I feel like the interest rate is 2.755%, which is low. And it's going to be super helpful for those of you in a space where you need more money. That part, though, has to be paid back. And I'm going to remind you of that through this, but I just want you to understand that this one application is going to make you eligible for two things. It's going to make you eligible for the $1,000, and it's going to make you eligible for consideration of a small business loan, okay, at a really low rate, even if you don't technically have a small business, if you fall within the purview of what I'm talking about. So for those of you who are in a situation where it's like you're not paying your rent, right, or you're paying your rent, you don't have enough for your other stuff, or, you know, anything like that, if you feel like that's the right thing for you to do, I'm not your business consultant. I'm giving you the information that's out there, guys. Okay, so take it, don't take it, it's up to you, but it's working for everyone that I have told this about. And in the same way, everyone who I'm telling about, it doesn't matter how intelligent they are, they're calling me out, oh, what do I do with this question? What do I do? So it's, you know, let's go through it together. However you want to work it out as the end result, because once you process this, you're going to be hearing back from the SBA, and they're going to be asking you to set up a portal. When you set up the portal, they're going to let you know in that portal how much you're eligible for. Also, super important, for those of you who have your credit frozen, you are going to need to unfreeze your credit, just temporarily, just for, you know, throughout this process, and then you could freeze it again. Those of you who've maybe had some bad experiences having to do with anything financial related, but because they are going to be checking your credit, and it is a hard inquiry. Now remember, if you get any sort of indication, those of you with Credit Karma or anybody else, Experian, whoever, they may tell you, you know, this is a hard inquiry, and now that does not affect your credibility. That doesn't affect your credibility, but it can impact your score, but not your credibility score. So I hope that's not confusing to you. But if you see that, don't be like, oh shit, you know, I'm like down 6 points somewhere. But it's not in your credibility rating. So just telling you, don't worry about it. And this is all legit, guys, so don't feel weird about putting your social on here, because you can't get it without it. All right, so let's get right into it. So I did want to let you guys know that. So you're doing two things at once. You're applying for the free $1,000, but you're also applying for the SBA loan, the ability to take out an SBA loan. They'll let you know what you qualify for when they contact you within a day or two of this submission. Ignore it if you don't want to take it. If you want the money, just press accept, and they're going to send you the money. All right, so I just want to let you know that. So let's start on this first eligible entity verification page. So where it says choose one, you're only going to choose one. Now, I'm going to just, you're going to read through this at your own pace, right? I'm just going to go through this, you know, in the sake of time, because I don't want to keep you guys here all day. But where it says applicant is a business with not more than 500 employees, then I want to go down to 3. Applicant is an individual who operates under a sole proprietorship with or without employees, or as an independent contractor. So for those of you who are sole proprietors, where maybe you own a building, or you know, you own, you know, various residencies that you would be renting to, you would click that one. Those of you who are independent contractors like me with a YouTube channel, you would be clicking number 1. The first one, applicant is a business with not more than 500 employees. Those of you who are independent contractors, you know, depending on what it is, and it's really not going to matter much, guys, 1 or 3 would really apply. But if in doubt, right, if you're like, oh, I don't know, you know, I'm a hairdresser, well, then you'd be a straight up independent contractor. You know, so 1 or 3, it really doesn't matter. Now, the other ones are a little more specific. If you're in the agricultural industry, if, you know, you have a cooperative type of situation, you would know that, right? I mean, so you're going to read through these and whatever. But most of you, I feel like, that are watching my channel will probably be either 1 or 3, you know, the first or the third. But they're so close, they're so similar. Don't worry about pressing the wrong one with that one, okay? So let's do that. Let me put myself down. I'll click the third one. And then all of the following. Applicant is not engaged in any illegal activity. You no principal of the applicant with 50% or greater ownership interest in more than 60 days. Child support obligations, right? You have they do take that into consideration. Applicant does not present live performances of appearing in sexual nature or derive indirectly. Okay, so if you're a stripper, if you're a stripper, you can't check that one. Don't check that one. Doesn't necessarily make you not eligible, but just don't check that one, because they are going to check where your money's coming from. So you just don't want to. Okay, gambling, that you don't derive more than a third of your gross annual income from gambling. Applicant is not in the business of lobbying. Okay, okay, and you can't be a member of Congress. So they have enough money, right? Anyway, all right. So then we press continue after that. Okay, so now we're on the second page of business information. So this is where I get a lot of people asking me questions who have been helping out. So if you're an independent contractor, your business name and your trade name, just put the same, but put what you are, like, business-wise. You understand? Like my business legal name, I put as my business legal name, not Get Life 333. Okay, you understand? So I put what I do business as. That's on my 1099. Okay, and guys, this doesn't mean, like, obviously my YouTube channel is still here. I'm still doing readings. I'm doing all of that. But who knows how long it's going to be going on like this for? And just things change for all of us, whatever. It's $1,000. So I don't want, because I know a lot of people are like, no, I'm still getting paid. No, I'm still, I'm not eligible for unemployment. Now, it has nothing to do with that. It's totally separate. All right. So let's keep it going. So trade name, business name, whatever you legally do business as, which would just be your name, right? If you're like a hairdresser, nail tech, or, Uber driver, food, bartender, whatever. All right, so social, you have to put your social in here. So organization type, so let me just put my name in here so that I could actually go along with you. Okay, let's see that. All right, okay, so organization type. All right, so this is another one where people kind of get a little confused. So are you an independent contractor? Put that down. Are you sole proprietor? If you do rentals, you're a sole proprietor, if you're not sure where you fall. So if you're doing any sort of rental kind of thing like that, that would be more of a sole proprietorship. But if you're an independent contractor, that's what you would pick. If you don't, and you're going to know if you're in an any sort of limited liability partnership, limited partnership, you guys are going to know if you're in that. So if you're not sure, you're either probably sole proprietor or independent contractor. And if you're not sure, press other. But I'm going to press independent contractor. Is the applicant a nonprofit? No. Is the applicant a franchise? No. If you are, then you would press those. So gross revenue for the 12 months prior to the date of the disaster, which they're dating as January 31st, 2020. So that would be the whole year that you would be making from that either side hustle, making on that property, whatever it is. You want to add that up and round it out, guys. I mean, I don't think that they're going to be, really checking, because they are going to be running your credit, but they're not going to be checking your taxes like that. I really don't think so. So just have it within the ballpark. If you don't have your 1099 in front of you, or if you're not even dealing with the 1099 and you're just not sure, ballpark it. Just have it be reasonable. Now, the next one. This is another confusing one. Cost of goods sold for the 12 months prior to the date of the disaster. So cost of goods sold is the cost that it costs you to be able to have that business. So for example, for me, how much did I spend on tarot cards? How much did I spend on upgrading my astrology program? How much did I spend on... Guys, normally my hands are on camera, keeping it real, my nails, this is, hey baby, we have to do the right thing with business, right? We have to know what we're allowed to write off, what we're not allowed. What was your cost of doing business in totality? My candles, my stuff, right? To make make my energy, everything kind of presenting, my sage, all of that stuff, right? So what is it for you? Guys, if you're working on your feet all the day, your shoes, the tolls, the gas, guys, keeping it real, right? If you're a bartender, you're a waitress, your shoes, things that help allow you to perform at top notch at whatever it is that you are doing. Add that up, and that's what number would go in there. Now, for those of you who would be having to deal with rental properties only lost rents due to the disaster. So those of you who have rental properties that maybe you're going to get paid, maybe you gave your person a break, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Or just, to ballpark, how much rent have you been out since this, or have you been dealing with it differently? Just differently, all right? Put that in there. All right, nonprofit or aggregational, if that applies to you, then go for that. Let me put this in here. So let's see, and then I'll put that in there just so I can keep up with you guys. All right, so any of these other ones, compensation from other sources as a result of the disaster. So, for those of you who, and they're going to know, guys, if you got additional funding, and I'm not talking about any of the free money, I'm talking about other loans or other assistance I'm not talking about those of you who got the $1,200 check. That would not be counted in this, okay? Primary business address. So if you're an independent contractor, just put your own address, your own information here, your own phone number, your email that you do business as. Like for me, my business email is getlife333@gmail.com. That I did not put my private email in, right? Because I do have a my Gmail account that's specifically for my YouTube channel, right? Now, where it says date business established and current ownership since. So, for me, I started my channel last, I forget, April, I think. March, whatever. It was whatever, about a year ago, a little over a year ago. So I put the same date for both of those. But now let's say, for example, you've been... Really, if you're an independent contractor, guys, it would be the same thing. So let's say you started working at a hair salon 5 years ago, that would be the same date for both. You follow? Anything like that. If it has to do with, same thing, actually, even if you're a renter, it's the same thing, right? Same thing. Now, so let's just put, I'm going to put, so make sure you establish the date in the proper way as well. Okay. Sorry, I have to put in my stuff, which I wasn't doing along with you. Otherwise, I won't be able to keep going along with you. Okay, this phone. All right. Yep. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. So, yeah, so the current ownership should be like around the same. It should be the same, actually. Okay. And let's see what else we have. So business activity. Yeah. All right. So whatever would apply to you. So those of you who are like me and you have a YouTube channel, that would be considered entertainment services. You would know what you fall under. And whatever closest gets, would really respond to what it is that you're doing. Obviously, real estate would be those of you who have tenants and stuff. Okay, then we have detailed business activity. So what do you actually do? What do you do within that? So, for me, it's none of the below. None of those. I'm not actually an adult entertainment. I'm not an art gallery. I'm not a casino. I'm not a cruise. I'm not an entertainment venue. I'm not any sort of ticketer or travel agency, so that I'm clicking none of the below. Okay, so that's it. Now here where it says number of employees, guys, if it's you, you're one employee. So you're just going to click one. Okay, and then click next. Okay, is your business owned by a business entity? All right, if you're an independent contractor, you're going to say no. So now you're going to go into individual ownership. So this is going to be, your name, your first name, last name, your mobile number. Listen, I sound like an old lady, but it does say mobile number. You sell. You're going to put that in. Now, as far as the title goes, so you would be, if you have a YouTube channel, you would be the owner of it. If you have rental properties, you would be the owner of it. If you're an independent contractor, you are the owner. And you own 100%. Okay, you would own 100% of what it is that you're doing. Okay, let's see if we can. Okay, so, all right. Okay, so just put 100 in there. Sorry, my iPad's acting weird. Okay, so social. Again. Birth date. You have to tell them your birth date. Don't be shy. Place of birth, whatever. I mean, yeah. All of this we just need to put in. Citizen. Yes. Your residential street address, all of that. When you're good to go, next. Almost done. In the past year, has the business or a listed owner been convicted of a felony? No. Is the applicant or any listed owner currently suspended or debarred from contracting with the feds? No. Hopefully not. Okay, if you were never arrested or whatever, guys, just press no. All right. If anyone assisted you in completing this application, whether you pay a fee for the service or not, that person must enter their information below. I'm not going to go and put my information in your thing. So nobody helped you with this, okay? Nobody helped you with this. I give permission to the SBA to discuss any portion of this, so just press no for that give permission. Okay, here, I would like to be considered for an advance up to $10,000. You have to click that. If you don't click it, you're getting nothing. Okay, so just click that. Now, where to send the funds? So you have to put your bank name, whatever it is, whatever it is for you. Chase, Citibank, Santander, TFC, or whatever it is for you. And then you're going to get one of your checks. If you don't know one of your checks, you can go onto your account and find out, or if you have to, give them a call. And this is where you might need to, press pause, but get out one of your checks. And the outside number, guys, is the numbers underneath. The first set of numbers, that's your routing, and then the more inside towards the center, that's your account number. So you have to put all that information in there, okay? So once you do that, it's going to have you, now I'm not going to put in all my stuff right now, okay? I don't have a check or whatever, but you're going to go through all of that. And then on the bottom, it says, I hereby certify under penalty, that the above is true and correct. So you're going to click that, okay? You're going to click that, and then you're going to press next, and it's going to have you review everything. So make sure you review, and just then press, I believe it's next or enter. After that next page, it won't let me go there if I don't put all my banking information. And then you're going to be submitted. Then it's going to be, everything's going to be good to go. So what to expect at that point, wait a day or two, and then you're going to be here. I literally heard back the next day from the SBA, again, asking me to set up my portal. They told me how much I was eligible for. I ignored it because I don't need a loan right now, but if I needed a loan, I could have just pressed accept. I do have a couple of friends who are in a situation where they are needing help right now, and they got the money pretty much right away. Now, if you ignore that, okay, because that's only one leg of it. The other leg, the $3,000, ended up showing up a day later for me. as well as everyone that I'm dealing with, even though it says 2 to 3 weeks. So it may depend. If you're not an independent contractor and if you're in one of these other industries, your timeline may look a little different. All right. But guys, I hope this was helpful for you in some way. You know, we're all brothers and sisters at the end of the day. We got to help each other out. Even though this is a little out of context for my community, I wanted to just, you know, give this to you guys as a, hopefully as some money in the bank. $1,000 more is better than $1,000 less. And I know it's not the answer to everything, but hey, why not? Now I'm going to go pull some cards for our January. Listen to me, for July, for each of the signs. Guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope this was helpful. See you guys. Bye bye.